So this might be a little bit rushed. It's still gonna be long, but it's gonna be a little bit rushed in the story play because I did my third time recording this, so let's get into the video. So basically, I last left off where Deku went back home after the first day of UA. Deku goes back home. Deku comes back to school the next day, and basically all my expensive class are doing quirk training or quirk combat training. So everybody gets ready to get handed their hero costumes. Deku's hero costume is nothing new. It's basically just the same hero costume that Sharkboy had in the first movie. Lava Girl and Sharkboy, he has the same outfit that Sharkboy had. So Deku basically goes in there and they get started. Deku's teamed up with the same group of people, with Ochaku and versus Bakugo and Ida. Him and Ochaku versus Bakugo and Ida. Pretty much they get started, and pretty much Deku ditches Ochaku off the bat and running up and down the stairs until he runs into Bakugo. Bakugo goes for a throw or explosion at Deku. Deku dodges it. They rumble for a little minute, but Deku eventually gets the upper hand and grabs Bakugo's collar and pretty much chucks him across the wall. Deku keeps on kicking him into the wall, eventually kicking him through the wall. Deku jumps through the hole he made, or the Bakugo's body made through the hole, and pretty much Deku looks around. Bakugo's gone. Out of nowhere, Deku hears a "you're dead," and pretty much pulls a trigger. He hears a trigger being pulled, or some sort of pin being pulled, like a grenade or something, and he looks behind him, and he sees Bakugo pull the pin on his gauntlet. And pretty much Deku gets sent flying like through 5 different walls, just getting bum bum bum. Deku falls onto the ground, bleeding out of his mouth, pretty much coughing up blood. And Bakugo runs over to Deku and pretty much drop kicks him straight on the ground, starts, stomping him out. Like laying him out. Deku eventually loses control, and Deku goes into a shark frenzy. Deku grabs Bakugo's leg and pretty much snaps it. Doesn't snap it, like he crushes it. He grabs his leg and pretty much just crushes it so hard that Bakugo's ankle is fractured. Bakugo falls onto the ground, in pain, and gets on top of him and starts biting him. Bakugo starts losing lots of blood, and Deku's ripping off flesh and muscle from Bakugo. Deku eventually grabs Bakugo's head and pretty much starts slamming his head against the concrete again and again and again and again. Pretty much almost killing. Deku doesn't even care at this point. Deku literally is trying to kill Bakugo. Eventually, Ida leaves his post because he hears the banging and the screams from Bakugo, and Ida goes for a kick at Deku. Deku gets sent flying with one kick from Ida because Ida put all of his power in there and said, "Are you okay, Deku? Are you okay, Bakugo?" Bakugo coughs up some blood and says, "I just gotta get to the emergency room." And pretty much Bakugo says, "You're dead." Deku gets up and runs over to Ida, grabs Ida by the collar, and pretty much chucks him into the ceiling, into the other floor. Deku kicks Bakugo down to the other floor, pretty much kicks him through the floor. Like literally. Deku jumps to the hole he made when he threw Ida in the ceiling, and pretty much jumps on top of Ida and starts pounding him in the ground left and right. Pretty much, doing the same thing Captain America did to Iron Man when, they're on the floor in Civil War. Pretty much Deku's throwing punches left and right, not letting Ida not even take a breath. Literally, Ida's only, coughing up blood at this point. Ida can't even move at this point. Deku's beating the holy Jesus out of him. Like, literally beating the soul, the essence out of Ida. Like, straight up. In this universe, Ida's not going to be Deku's friend. Ida's basically just going to be, hate Deku. Basically, Deku's, like, demolished Ida's face by this point. Like, Ida literally has I think Ida has a broken nose, and also his eye has blood, like, in it. He made his eye start bleeding. So Deku's, like, straight up mauling Ida. Deku eventually snaps out of his shark frenzy and jumps off of Ida after Ida passed out from shock. Deku runs upstairs, sees that Ochaku, touches the bomb, and hero team wins, villain teams lose. And basically, it's more or less anti-hero because Deku was trying to kill him, no cap. But yeah, so Deku basically gets, scolded by the, teachers and saying that you can't do that, and pretty much he gets suspended, for about, doesn't really get suspended. Deku gets, to tension. Also, Deku, Ochaku and Deku, are crowned MVP or anything like that. I don't know. And basically, Bakugo and Ida were rushed to the hospital, or not the nurse, like literally the hospital. They need all the help they needed. Basically, Bakugo had 15 bones broken in his whole entire body, mostly his leg, where Deku grabbed. Ida also had every bone, like all of his cheekbones destroyed and demolished by Deku. Literally, his face looked like a pie. Basically, they had to, stitch back parts of flesh that were ripped off by the punches that Deku put in his face. And basically, they had to do a lot of surgery on Ida's face. Ida eventually looked exactly like he did before he got in the accident with Deku. But Ida still, needed to get some numbing and stitches on his face. So basically, Ida's gonna have stitches on her face until part 4. So yeah. So just a reminder, Ida's gonna have stitches on his face for the remainder until part 4. So yeah. So guys, see you guys later. Bye, deuces, and as always, have a blessed day. So guys, we'll do another what if after this video. See you guys later. Bye, deuces.